And we are back again with another segment here from the Bottleneck Bridge Ride. Thanks for being with us this morning. This Sunday morning, 9:36 a.m. Seems like we've been here forever.
Well,
Yes, it does.
some of us have. Yeah, you
guys-
got here not too long after I did.
Yeah, it's been a long morning, but I would say a good morning because it's been amazing.
It's been amazing.
It's been a
Day,
fantastic
you know.
morning.
Great.
We're here with Scott Seek over here, far from me here, and Andy Held from the Bottleneck Bridge Ride, and so we're here to just talk it up a little bit and give you guys a little bit of time to talk about what this has come from and things like that. And so taking a look at if somebody that's brand new, what is this Bottleneck Bridge Ride thing all about? If you could put it into a few sentences, what would that be for you there, Andy?
If I had to sum it up, really, the whole thing is about tourism.
Mm-hmm.
That's the foundation that this was built on. Is coming in whenever I was asked to be a part of the Jefferson County Growth Association. One of the things that Scott and I had definitely been working on is looking at some kind of thing around our passion around riding bikes and really enjoying it. And anyway. So then we found out, we found the right avenues and we found the right pieces to the puzzle. But the biggest one was tourism. How do we bring people down here and showcase the community that we live in? I mean, I was born and raised in Festus, and we've been all over the place in the county on our bikes and, in family just excursions. And so, I mean, we're just so blessed and fortunate to be in an area where we're at. I mean, it's just amazing from Main Street to Main Street to the back roads. It's just beautiful, and we'll be able to share that with everybody. So, I think if it's the, break it down, it's just, I don't know. Outside of tourism, I can't think of another word.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Tourism and tourism.
Yeah, tourism. Whenever we started doing, this, we as new bike enthusiasts, at least for me, Andy kind of got me into cycling. Of course, we did. I cycled whenever I was young, and then hadn't done it for years. And he was like, "You got to come ride with me." And so we started riding. And then, of course, it's never enough for Andy and I to just do something. We have to fall into this,
Go big or go home,
major.
huh?
Yeah, exactly. And so I always tell the story. We used to watch these Rafa videos and these other videos on YouTube, and I was like, man, that would be so fun to have our own race per se, and we were sitting around at a local eatery and drinkery, as I like to say, and we came up with this idea of, hey, why don't we make an event that more than just us can be a part of. And of course, we like to have our beverages. There's great beverages around here. You got Main and Mill. You've got the Four Brothers Mead. You've got the wineries.
The Brick,
Villa,
Tatros.
Yeah, you've got all these great places, and of course so that's where the Bottleneck came from. When in the Bottleneck Bridge Ride, we were thinking, yeah, we loved cyclists like to
Booze,
get
bikes, and bridges.
That's right. Yeah, and I think that was one we tried to do. And we're like, okay, we can't do that, but we decided that there was some part of this that we wanted to do, and we always rode out to the bridge, the Sandy Creek Covered Bridge, because it was such a neat place, and it gave us about a halfway mark on our early rides. And so I don't remember who came up with that. I think it was Andy. It was like Bottleneck Bridge Ride.
No, that was my sister.
It was at Mary.
Yeah, so we were sitting there in Mary, because we had all these ideas, but we're like, how do you make it even family friendly?
Right.
Because you don't want to say it's all just about drinking.
Yeah.
Which is it's a nice carrot at the end of the in front of you, but yeah. So she collectively put that together. So she coined the name back in 2016, and that way it had a family friendly kind of approach.
We wanted it to be family friendly. Yeah,
Right.
we want it more than
And I'd say it is. I'd say it totally is.
And there's so many people be like, bottleneck. So what does that mean? Like you're causing, and it's like, this has nothing to do with traffic. This has nothing to do with traffic.
I never put two and two together
Oh,
on that
yeah.
until now.
Well, I wouldn't want to do that because it sounds like it's going to be nothing but a jam of folks. And it's like, okay,
We hate traffic.
like it's not even about this. Like it's not even about this. But we wanted something that definitely could be from the young, the old, any ability. I mean, we have people out here on e-bikes. We have people out here on trikes. We have people out on recumbents. We have people out here that are first-time riders. We had people out here that are been riding for 30, 40 years. We've got people that, I mean.
Well, my dad is a new started riding an e-bike from the Bottleneck Bridge ride last year. Was down at Sir Dyke's tent and decided to get on that. He's 75 years old.
Wow.
Started riding with me, and he does the e-bike so that he can keep up with me in the hills around here and stuff like that. But he is so proud of the work that he puts in. He always talks about his calves getting bigger and his legs are doing great and all that kind of stuff. So
Awesome.
that's a really cool thing that from all of those ages, getting out and doing that healthy exercise and healthy, just being outside is a great thing. So it's been the advocacy towards that, and what Cindy was talking about earlier just really fit well with what we were trying to accomplish. And also bringing people in and saying, look at Festus, look at Jefferson County, look at Crystal, look at all these places. Why don't you come back down here, or why don't you come up here from wherever you're from,
Right.
and utilize this area? And it has been a success in that endeavor.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what the final count of race one today is?
Today was 435.
And that's up from last year.
That's up
right?
from last year.
When you started 8 years ago, how many did you have?
So our first year, I can remember thinking, if we get 100 people, we'll be happy.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah. I mean, we'll be happy because we didn't know what to expect. But when taking a step back, when we looked at this, it's like we had to identify who was the right partner to get involved in this. We could have done it ourselves, and
Right.
I've been, I've directed other road races on foot and stuff like this before, and it's you try to find a partner that has a membership base that is good, but TrailNet owns it when they come to their craft. So we found them, and anyway, we had 350 right about the first year.
Great.
And that was amazing. And then year 2 was up, year 3 was up, and it's kind of, I'd say it's around that. Weather is a big dependent.
Sure.
I think today, I honestly believe if it wouldn't be for the weather that's coming in here real soon, we would probably be at 500 plus.
I think that's right.
Out on the road. But hey, this is an amazing thing.
Yep.
And as I was telling somebody earlier, it said, well, we're really, how do you fund this? How do you finance this? How does this work? And it's like, well, if there's one thing that the Bottleneck Bridge Ride does, it helps build amazing partnerships within the community, with the businesses. All these businesses on Festus, Maine, Crystal, Mississippi Avenue, everybody's impacted. So,
Sure.
Building relationships with all of them, and then having someone like the Festus Tourism Commission who recognizes, they do so much, but recognizes this as a great event that they want to continue to fund and then be able to make possible, because we, pat ourselves on the back, but we do a good show, and it's a great partnership with TrailNet. But with TrailNet, with the Tourism Commission, then all the wineries and the other sponsors that we have. The back of our T-shirt says it all. It's about relationships, partnerships, and it's awesome to have.
And we get those eyes and those people to come here. You did that study or that research. You do it almost every year, and it's a high number of people that are not from the area,
right.
And that's great.
Yeah, so because I'm a nerd and I like, but when I crunch the numbers, every year we've had over 80% of the people come from outside of any zip code in Jefferson County, and they come as far away as 4 to 6 hours away.
Awesome.
So they come here and they're staying here.
Yep.
And then when you look at the potential the estimated economic impact of a one-day ride of all this, you're looking anywhere between $45,000 and $55,000 of an estimated impact. Because you think, one day they're coming, they're putting gas in their car at some point. They're going to pick up food. They're going to eat local. They're going to probably shop. They're going to do some other things. But so looking at that, I mean, for a one-day thing, and then in some cases, some people make it a multi-day thing.
Right.
But
Right.
but yeah, last year we had 87% of the ridership came from outside Jeff County zip codes.
So
Amazing.
take us through the different courses that they've had this today, because I know the longest one has been the longest one has been canceled because of the rain.
Yep.
But what are the other ones?
So the 67, which is our flagship, making sure that we keep everybody safe. I mean, that's priority number one. And we sat here this morning, and myself and TrailNet and had to come up with the do we want to do this, and they have a little more expertise in some of that stuff. But anyhow, making that decision was hard, but it was the right one. So then everybody was pushed to the, and we actually had 168 people signed up for the 67.
And the 67, just so everyone knows, is a metric century. So we do that as a metric century, so people can say, yeah, I've ridden a century, and so that's kind of fun. But with the weather coming in, we wanted.
Yeah,
it was
so
a good idea.
we pushed all those riders. TrailNet with the registration was able to push them to the 42 mile, and then we have a 34, and then we have a 13. That's a family ride.
What was the longest one?
The 67, 42, 30, 34, and 13.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in years past, we have had a 100-mile one before, but we damn near killed them.
That was in 2017, our second year. Everybody wanted. We sat in the committee and we decided we wanted to do a century,
Right.
and that was hard. I mean, I rode it twice before we did it, and.
It's no slouch.
And
doubt.
it was. We went. That took everybody down to what is
Down to Flukem and
Highway JJ to V Valley
JJ
Mines.
to V. Yeah,
Mines.
You were down on Valley Mines, and then you come back. That was the furthest end, and you come back up. So yeah, it was, but it was beautiful. But
Yeah.
it was hard. And that day was, I think by like 9 o'clock in the morning, it was probably like 98 degrees. But so yeah, the metric century, as Scott mentioned, that's
and
the
that's no
flagship.
slouch either. I
No.
mean, it's a heck of a ride.
No,
so.
but the
You wish you
40.
had a day like today.
Yeah.
I tell you what, like right now it's just nice and
Unbelievable.
breezy and
It
beautiful
is.
right now. So
Well, we appreciate the time catching up with you guys.
Yeah.
And Scott, for those that don't know, Scott here, the president of the Tourism Commission here.
I was for
Was?
a while. Yeah, I was, and then I was the president for a while, helped get that thing started, and then took a position with the county council, county councilman for District 5,
Uh-huh.
and thought with that conflict, I better step aside.
Okay.
And then Tom Polisel with the winery, with Villa Antonio Winery, he is now the president of the
Okay.
Jefferson County Tourism Commission.
All right.
But I'm very active in
Sure.
the Tourism Commission, and I'm on that support side to try to keep good growth in the county and,
Right.
and all that.
And all of us play a little part here with the Growth Association and the Tourism Commission. They kind of are one and the same,
They
so
are.
to speak.
Yeah,
you know?
they came from each other. Yep.
Right.
Mhm.
And so if you haven't had a chance to check that out, do so. Check out the Tourism Commission, the Growth Association. Both of those have Facebook pages and websites
you
as
can
well.
go to visitjeffersoncounty.com.
Mhm.
Yep. Absolutely.
So great places to check out. If you're checking this out and you don't know anything about what's going on here at Jefferson County, that's the place to go, because that's kind of the hub for what all of the small businesses are doing in the area all over the county, and good website to kind of get yourself educated with. So,
Absolutely.
gentlemen,
Thank you.
appreciate your time. And, I know it won't be long. You'll start seeing the first round of bikers coming back in here shortly.
Absolutely.
And appreciate it again. Scott Seek and Andy Held, all of us here from the Bottleneck Bridge Ride. And we'll see if we're going to have some more interviews a little bit later. But until then, we'll sign off here and hope to see you in a little while.
Thank you.
thanks.